Yabaraka,
Yabaraka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Wayash,
Wayash,
Shamaka,
Shamaka,
Ya'ar,
Ya'ar,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Panyaka,
Panyaka,
Alyaka,
Alyaka,
Ayak,
Ayak,
Kanka,
Kanka,
Yasha,
Yasha,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Panyaka,
Panyaka,
Alyaka,
Alyaka,
Wayasham,
Wayasham,
Laka,
Laka,
Shalom.
Shalom. All right, Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
All right. Before we start, I'm going to give all honor and all glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakadash.
Some honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone, salutations and blessings to the Akim doing the work in truth and sincerity, peace and safety as well to the men, women, and children of the hopeful elect. All right, and the title of the video is, the ungodly liveth for this lifetime only. Basically going into, this is not our only life, man. We're gonna come back, but come back, man. Basically reincarnation, you know. So we're gonna get a few precepts, and Lord willing, this video will be edifying to whoever may be watching.
Real quick, can I read a precept for you real quick? All right, this is Second Ezra chapter 8, verse 1. And he answered me, saying, the most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few.
The Lord has made this world for many, and the world to come for few. All right, and that's why we see that there's so many people on the earth today. Because this is the place of judgment, all right? The place where everybody's going to get judged. That's why there's so many people on earth. It says what? The world to come for few, man, which is the elect, all right? The 144,000, which is going to get the kingdom first, man. Yahweh Shai, all right? And the multitude as well. That's right.
Can I jump down real quick? And then this is the last verse in the chapter. It's down to verse 4, Second Ezra 8, verse 4. Slack verse 3, Second Ezra 8, verse 3. There be many created, but few shall be saved.
That's right. There shall be many created. All right. You see the large population. All right, but few of them may be saved, man. Because in the scriptures it tells us that the righteous shall scarcely be saved, and where shall the wicked, where shall you find the wicked, roughly paraphrasing, man? All right, because there's so many people that are going to be dying in these last days, in these last times, that there's very few that's going to enter into, man. And the only way to enter in is by that few, by the straight gate, man. And that also tells you that, it's a very narrow way, and only one man can pass at a time, man. All right? But, verse, whatever you
Started Job first, or was it Psalm?
I got the proof. This is Second Ezra 9 and 22. Second Ezra 9 and 22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
That's right. Let the multitude perish there that were born in vain. All right. They got a lot of people in the world that are born in vain. All right. Born just to die. All right. Born, just to receive that judgment. And then you have the ones that were born, to do the work, which is the elect. All right. Just as the scriptures say that the spirit of the prophets is subject to the prophets, the spirit of those who are meant to do vain are meant to do vain, man. They're not meant to get it. They're not meant to get it because it wasn't in them before, man. Or should I say from the beginning of time? All right.
Revelation 22 and 11 says, let the unjust be unjust still. But it says, let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grave be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
That's right. So let my plant, speaking about the elect, man. All right, that righteous branch, pretty much let that continue, man. right? Because what the 2/3 are going to continue to go off, man. They have not obtained, like the scripture say. It says that have not Israel obtained it, but what the rest will
The election
the election
obtained it, but the
obtained
rest
it,
were
but the
blind.
rest were blinded, you know. So yeah, man, the elect are going to obtain the word because it was within them, all right, within them from birth, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like you had 2/3 of Israel that have been sanctified from the beginning to come back and get destroyed in the hellfire by these nuclear missiles. 2/3 of Israel will be destroyed by that thermonuclear heat, man. All right? And they will be brought back in the kingdom through the loins of the hopeful elect, man. Lord willing, that's us. All right? And Israel will again be numbered as the sand of the sea, man. All right? We're going to return on to that. So that was it. I got you. We want to start there.
Yeah.
Before we start there, can I bring out a quick one? It's just going into the whole lesson. You got it. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 9, verse 27. It says, and as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment.
So it's appointed that man is going to die, right? I had that too. But you can go.
This is you want to get to it later?
Yeah.
All right. This is the book of Job, chapter 3. I'm gonna start at. You want me to start at?
Start at 11.
Verse 11. It says, "Why died I not from the womb? Why did I not give up the ghost when I came out of the belly?"
That's right. So Job right here, he pretty much lost everything. All right, and he's saying to himself, he's praying and saying, why did I not give up the ghost, man, from the womb, man? Pretty much, why have I not died and stillborn? You know that?
It says, "Why did the knees prevent me, or why the breast that I should suck? For for now should I have lain still and been quiet, I should have slept, then had I been at rest."
That's right. So Job is saying, man, why did I not pretty much die from a baby, man? Why did I not rest? Why did I not just stay in the spiritual world, man? Because contrary to popular belief, in the Christian church, they teach you a lot of, when you die, you go to hell. When you die, you go to a place where if you haven't done good in your life, then basically you stay there for eternity, man. All right, there's no mercy for you.
Yeah, man. And Job was one of the sons of God. Job saw all the vanity, the vexation, the spirit that was going on the planet Earth. All right, and it motivated him and prompted him to say in the Holy Spirit that, hey, man, I could have stayed up in the spirit world for all this, have this vanity going on, this vexation of spirit in his flesh. All right, which is given on, like the scriptures tell you, a heavy yoke is given on to the sons of men. All right, on this planet Earth. Let me just back you up real quick. It's Hebrews 9 and 27. It says, "And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment." Right. So ultimately, we know your flesh dies once. Get that word decomposed out. Your flesh dies once, man. All right. For example, Elijah died, right, and came back as John the Baptist. Same person, same spirit, but different persons. Elijah died once, right, and then John the Baptist, he died once as well. All right, but the same spirit went up to the Most High, man. All right, and came back down to play a certain role according to what prophecy, man. All right, which now we stand in the latter days, like particularly the Book of Job says, stand in our light in the latter days, man. So we're standing in our lots that the Most High has reincarnated us back into. All right, but it says Hebrews 9 and 27. And as it is appointed unto men once to die, but after this the judgment. Meaning what? The flesh dies, your spirit goes up into the spirit world. All right, you come back into realization what true righteousness is. You're back in your right mind, man. All right, and get Job. Well, Job 14 and 14. All right, because when you come back down, the Most High sends your spirit back down in a particular fleshly body. All right, to go according to His will and according to prophecy. See what it says?
And
Yeah.
I should
Okay. Okay. You want
yeah,
to,
continue on.
all right. But it says so. A Mashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation. You got it,
You know,
bro.
Hebrews,
Yeah.
what time?
It's Hebrews 9 and 28, the last verse it says, so Yahushua Mashiach was once offered to bear the sins of many, and unto them that look for him shall he appear the second time without sin unto salvation.
That's right. So basically, our shot is gonna come back. What is that scripture that says where it goes into the dead shall rise and our shot first? They go with that one as well.
I'm finding.
Con. All right, because when Yahweh Shah returns, man,
I got it.
all right, you got it. All right, whatever one of you brothers got it first.
You want to read Mike?
God. Yep. This is First Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 16. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, with the voice of the archangel, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Mashiach shall rise first.
That's right, the dead in Yahweh Shah shall rise first. So basically, all the ones that have did the work, and has passed on, within that time, before the time that Yahweh Shah came back, comes back. All right, what they're gonna be a part of what those first fruits. All right, along with the ones that are delivered up, to be with Yahweh Shah in the air with them.
I got you one. I got you one.
All right.
Revelation 20 and 6 it says, and this is just what the brother read in First Thessalonians is a rapture debunk precept, man, that we usually go to because it just cuts the rapture uh, philosophy. This is Revelation 20 and 16. It's like in 6. All right, going into that first rising, it says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection. On such the second death hath no power, but they shall be priests of the Most High and of Yahushua, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
That's right. That makes me think about that other scripture where it says, what was that where it says thing, man? Because it says she had power over death. Because again, those new bodies again, man. And we're gonna be able to, the ones that are being joined in with Yahweh Shai, they're gonna be we're gonna be immortal, man. We're not gonna go off anymore because, that's the whole point of us. That's the whole point of why we die, man. Because we sin, and sin is the transgression of the law, and with that comes death.
And they're not going to be a part of that second death, which is that what
Yeah.
that thermonuclear heat, man. All right, those like Abba Bibbins, all right, King Masha, certain elders, brothers that faithfully transition up into the spirit world, man. All right, in the Lord, not just in the world doing anything, man. All right, those that faithfully went out and are in the spirit world, they're gonna come back, man, and reign as well, man. They're gonna get their reward for their works. That's why it says their labor shall follow them. You got it.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that go ahead and get decomposed up.
Yeah, you bring it up.
All right. All right. This the definition of the word decompose, and this is off of Google. It says with reference to a dead body or other organic matter, it says make or become rotten, decay or cause to decay.
Right. That's what your flesh. That's what this material does. All right. When you die, this material it decomposes, man. It breaks down. It breaks itself down, and your spirit goes back up to the Most High, like the Hebrews 9:27 said. And we're gonna get back to that Job just to go into that as well. This is just backing that point up, just backing the brother up. It's Revelation 14. You got it. And 13 it says, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, blessed are the dead, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, that their works do follow them.
That's right. So blessed are the ones, blessed are the dead that have done the work unto the end. Because what? Ultimately, when Yahweh Shah comes back, they're going to be with Yahweh Shah when he cracks the skies, man. All right? Along with the 144,000 and the multitude as well. And what else did it say out there? That latter part?
It says, verse 13, again, Revelation 14 and 13, it says, and I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, I might get Daniel 12 and 2. And I heard a voice from heaven saying unto me, write, blessed are the dead which die in the Lord from henceforth. Yea, said the Spirit, that they may rest from their labors, and their works do follow them. That's a cut to, that's reincarnation right there. Their works do follow them, man. You got it, huh?
Yeah. They rest. They rested right now, man.
In the spirit world, that's right. That place of rest.
That's right. They rest in the spirit world, man. So when we continue to read in Job, it's going to speak about that as well.
Got it.
Yep.
Get that in the new book of Job.
Yep. All right, you have it up.
All right, this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
That's right, man. You want to
No, okay.
All right. So yeah, some shall, wake up. Read one more time.
All right, Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall awake, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt.
That's right. So some are going to wake up to everlasting life, being with Yahweh Shai, and some going to wake up to contempt. Basically, they're going to wake up in the kingdom and be ashamed for the things that they have done in this life because they didn't serve the Lord. All right, they chose to do their own thing pretty much.
Right. Those that woke up to life, their works are going to follow them.
Yeah.
And like you said, those they're going to wake up in the kingdom with their heads down, man. Shame for the things that they did on this side, man. And their judgment that the Lord gave them, man. To be destroyed here in America with the hell that's about to come down in this place and ultimately the end of it getting blitzed with nuclear missiles. That's you should be ashamed of yourself, man. For the Lord to have to do that, man. You got it out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Back in Job. This is back in Job chapter 3, verse 12. Why did the knees prevent me, or why the breast that I should suck? For now should I have lain still and been quiet. I should have slept, then had I been at rest. Then had I been at rest. That rest, you know. It says, with kings and councils of the earth, which build desolate places for themselves. Hey, and if I can say, that's likened on to this place, man. Vanity, all right? Those that, I'm going to read it again. This is Job 3 and 14. It's talking about the spirit world. It says, with kings and counselors of the earth, which build desolate places for themselves. Meaning what? The spirit of the kings and the councils of the earth was just build these monuments and coin themselves and call it after their names, man. They're up in the spirit world, man. The same place, man. They go to the same place. But it says, or with princes that had gold, keyword had, or with princes that had gold who filled their houses with silver.
That's right. So basically, you're higher up, man. And when you continue to read here, it's going to say, verse, what was it?
I'm going to read 15 again. It says, or with princes that had gold who filled their houses with silver, or as an hidden, untimely birth, I had not been as infants which never saw light. Ooh, man, that's heavy. Meaning what? That's the spirit of miscarriages, man. People that have miscarriages on the earth and babies that never made it out the womb. Certain things happen, man, untimely, premature. That means what? Their spirit is up in the spirit world as well, man. He's just giving examples of the spirits of men, of people on the earth, man, that are up in the spirit world, showing the ultimate example that what? That's where we all go, man. After this flesh decays and it's broken down. But it says, or as in hidden untimely birth I had not been, as infants which never saw light. There the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest.
There you have it, man. All right, so the wicked, so they would think that, usually when you go to church, they would say, what? Oh, man, if you don't do this, if you don't pay your tithes, if you don't, so forth and so on, then what? You go into hell, man. But yet, this scripture tells you right here, where the wicked cease from trouble, and then what else it says? From the wicked cease from troubling, and their weary be at rest, man. So you have all of these different categories of spirits of people who have died, but what? They're all in that same place, man.
Right,
They
right,
died.
right.
All right.
And if that hell, if this let's just put it out there. What if that hell doctrine was quote unquote true, right? That place of burning underneath the ground where souls go to. Why does it identify it as rest? In verse 13 it says, I should have slept. Then had I been at rest. Then after that it goes into to classify the different souls of men basically that are up in that rest, man. All right? It wouldn't be rest if your soul was so called burning, right? No, man. But it says, read on, it says, there the wicked cease from troubling, and there the weary be at rest.
Yeah, that's right, man. So the wicked cease from troubling, man. They even have rest. All right. From no matter what your social status is, man, or what you've done in this world, man, your judgment is ultimately, when you come back on earth, which is we're gonna get into that as well. But let's see. Let's go to Ecclesiastes um, 3:20.
I'm good. I'm already in
All
that
right.
book anyway.
Oh, really?
Yes.
All right. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun the place of judgment,
Mm.
that wickedness was there, and the place of righteousness, that iniquity was there.
That's right. And that place is talking about the earth, man. All right. The place under the sun, or the place that it's speaking about is earth, where where wickedness was there, and the place where righteousness and iniquity was there. All right. It's speaking about the planet Earth. You have it out.
All right. Verse 17. I said in mine heart, Yahweh shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work.
That's right. So it says that the Lord, all right, Yahweh, shall judge the righteous and the wicked. All right. So what? The righteous are getting purged. All right. The Lord chastening those who He loves, and then you have this other side where the wicked, what? They get punishment unto death, man. All right. They get judged on this side of the earth. All right. You got it. Huh?
All right. Verse 18. I said in mine heart concerning the estate of the sons of men, that Yahweh might manifest them, that they might see that they themselves are beasts.
That's right. Ungodly, unruly, man. All right. They're not following their lives by the law, statutes, and commandments, man. They lost their way.
Yep.
All right.
That's the moral of the sentence of the earth that we on right now, man. What? We're beasts, man. We need a guide. We need wisdom. We need knowledge. We need understanding. We need that breath of life, man. That's what we've come to realize, man. The sons of God, Lord willing, we are them. We've come to realize that, man. We're beasts, man. We're wicked. We need the Lord. And when you come into that realization, you realize, man, in order to get out of here about what's about to happen in America, you're gonna need a higher power, man. And if you don't, you're just gonna be out here just totally run down, man, with these prophecies. And I got one too, just real quick.
You got it.
Just and I'm gonna start at one, and I'm gonna read all the way down to nine, but we can just like throw some precepts in there in the meantime. Y'all brothers got some. It's Ecclesiastes 1:1. It says, "The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem, King Solomon." It says, "Vanity of vanities," said the preacher, "vanity of vanities. all his vanities. Now you know that's Jake, man. All right, the Lord is literally He wants you to understand. Like saying, this is nothing but vanity, nothing else but vanity, vainness, emptiness, man. Seriously, nothing else. Don't even think about it being anything else but vanity. That's what the Lord is saying, man. It says, "What had profit a man all of his labor which he taketh under the sun?" Now it's going to go into a list of some of the labors that are under the sun and how they move about. It says, "What profit had a man of all his labor which he taketh under the sun?" Question mark. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. Meaning what? Ultimately, you have generations that come to pass, generations pass over and pass over. Souls of those generations reincarnate back to their proper lives, but the earth will never be destroyed, man. All right. So that means the Lord is telling you, man. Look, death is only a sentence, man. We're gonna overcome death in Yahweh Shai, man. We're gonna get that sentence too. So right 41, but it says, "The sun also riseth, and the sun goeth down, and hasteth to his place where he arose." Meaning what? It's the same cycle over and over and over, man. All right? It's nothing new. It says, "The wind goeth toward the south, and turneth about unto the north. It whirleth about continually, and the wind returneth again according to the circuit." Now the scriptures, they got one in Sirach. It tells you basically who can wake fire, like basically who can do those things. Only Habashim Shai. Now it's telling you the wind goeth toward the south and turn it about unto the north. We can't literally measure the wind and say, "Hey man, the wind is going this way at this point in time. Look at the wind right there, man." That's like saying you can measure your how by Shimei Shai, man. So it's basically saying the Lord is controlling all this that's going on under the sun, man. To show you, look, you need me. But it says, all right, "All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Unto the place from whence the rivers come, thither they return again. All things are full of labor, man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The thing that has been, it is that which shall be." Woo. That's reincarnation right there, man. The thing what had been, it is that which shall be. Meaning what? It's going to come back around again, man. All right, full circle. All right, just like the sun goes up and goes down, just like the moon transitions. All right, that's the cycle of life. Ooh, and I want to get that too. Let me get that. After this verse, it says, "All things are full of labor, man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. The thing that had been, it is that which shall be, is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun." You got it,
Bars.
bars, bro. You got it, brother.
Yeah, there's no new thing underneath the sun, man. As far as technology, our spirit, you know, the spirit that we have, we've been here many of times before, man. All right. If you're an Israelite man today, all right, you was an Israelite man in your past life. If
That's
you're an
right.
Israelite woman today, then you were an Israelite woman throughout all your other past lives, man.
That's
Because
right.
the scriptures say that a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, because you have a lot of people that say, "Oh, well, I hope I don't be reincarnated to a tree or a fly
Right, 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 right.
or
Let's
or
cut that real quick.
or a fish or anything like that."
Let's
You
cut
know?
that real quick
Yeah,
out. Say that one more time out. Brother Rashad, brother.
yeah. So basically, people think or believe that they could be reincarnated into other animals. Now, no way.
Kind, brother.
Yeah. One,
Uh-huh.
one is flesh, one flesh is bird, one flesh is
Uh-uh.
no, not that one.
Uh-uh. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Make that point one more time, brother.
All right. So,
And here it is.
con. So you have the Christian churches, well, not really the churches, but you have just the general public. They believe that when you die, you can become anything else, any other animal or insect that, basically that the Lord created. All right. You have it up.
Mainly, if I can interject, mainly them are the East Indians, Elamites. That's why in their, Hindu religion and all these things, they worship cows and worship rats and all these things because they believe that those things are that dead relatives coming back in so-called, so say coming back in reincarnation, as the brothers was going into. That all these things are, of the heathen. And the scripture says the heathen imagine vain things. That was it.
This is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 20. It says, all going unto one place. Now, one place is what I think?
Spirit world.
Spirit world.
Yeah.
It says, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again.
That's right.
Now, we know in Genesis, the second chapter, it tells you that the Lord formed Adam from ground. But ultimately, you go into that as an Adama. And the Lord separated us from dirt by giving us wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's how he separated us from the beasts of the field. That's because what's the difference between us and a peacock or a parrot or a boar, a wild boar, or a fish, or a lion or a bear? We have wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's why the Lord gave us dominion over them. But it says, you want to say something now?
No, I'll just agree.
But it says, all go unto one place, all are of the dust, and all turn to dust again. Who knoweth the spirit of man that goeth upward, and the spirit of the beast that goeth downward to the earth?
Yeah, that's the spirit, because that's the same scripture that I had next up. So
Yeah, bro.
if you know the spirit that goeth upward, man. All right, speaking about your spirit, man. Because when you die, all right, what? Your spirit goes upward. But what it says, you know the spirit of the beast that goes downward, man. All right, so basically, you know, the animals, they wasn't given the law, statutes, and commandments, so they don't go through the same process that we go through whenever we die. They just be reincarnated back on the earth again. All right, you have it out.
It says, let's see. It says, verse 22, wherefore I perceive that there is nothing better than that a man should rejoice in his own works, for that is his portion. For who shall bring him to see what shall be after him?
You got it.
What shall be after him meaning the spirit world, man. So who has the power to do that? Can a counselor on the earth? Can your favorite teacher from elementary school guide you into the spirit world, man? No, man. All right. Only Yahweh Shem Shah can control your spirit. All right. But that was it on that.
I got one real quick.
You got it, bro.
Another reincarnation scripture. This is in the law. All right, Exodus chapter 20, and I'm gonna start from verse 4 and read down to verse 6. All right, Exodus 20, verse 4. It says, "Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth." Okay, verse 5. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Okay, so that's the whole point of that particular law. It's not saying you can't paint pictures of trees or pictures of the ocean and things like that and hang it up in your house. No, it's saying that you can't make all those things and bow down unto them and worship them. But that's beside the point of the lesson. It says, verse 5, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, for I, the Lord, thy power, Yahweh, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Okay, so the Lord says He visits the iniquities of the fathers, okay, upon that third and fourth generation. Okay, meaning basically, what is your third and fourth generation? All right, if you have a son, all right, your son is your first generation. The first generation of your seed line to come out of your loins. Now, if your son, all right, if your son has a son, then now that's your grandson, and your grandson is your second generation of your seed line coming out of your loins.
Right.
Mm-hmm. You want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say like just basically like every 40 some years, basically that spirit comes back, roughly paraphrasing, man.
Mm-hmm.
To the third and fourth generation. So you'll have a family where you have, like the brother was going into, son, you have grandson, great grandson, and you'll have that great grandfather. He might be on his last leg, but that next child that comes from that grandchild down is gonna he's gonna come back. Call him up on your phone, bro. He might not know we're going live. Are we good on the audio online?
I want to finish up on the Exodus 20. All right, Exodus 20, verse 5 again, it says, "Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them." All right, talking about idols. It says, "For I, the Lord thy power, am a jealous power, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me." So, again, your third and fourth generation, when you break it down, all right, if you have a son, that's your first generation, coming out of your seed line. And then if your son has a son of his own, then now that's your second generation coming out of your seed line. That's your grandson. Now, if your grandson has a son, then now that's your third generation coming out of your seed line. And if your grandson also has a son of his own, then now that's your fourth generation. Okay, so in other words, essentially what the Lord is saying right here is that okay, when you die, all right, if you don't face any type of judgment in that present life during that time, then ultimately the Lord is going to bring you back as you're right, as one of them, as your grandson or your great grandson, which is your third or fourth generation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you could basically say that if you was that person he was that grandfather, if you had a father, then he would be coming through one of those generational lines, just the third or the fourth,
Mm-hmm.
because you're still living,
Yeah.
So yeah, John, you're right, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is, I have, Second Corinthians, um, chapter 5, verse 10, it says, "For we all must appear before the judgment seat of the Mashiach, that every one may receive the things done in his body according to that which he have done, whether it be good or bad." So basically, when we die, we go before the Heavenly Father, and he speaks about what the good and the bad that you have done within your life. That's why the brothers was bringing out earlier that what the works that you do on this side will carry on into the works. The works that you do now will carry on to you whenever you pass on in this life, man. All right, so the Lord has come those things good, right? But we also will tell you of the bad things as well. All right, and I have a precept. This is Job. Job 14:14. It says, "If a man die, shall he live again? All the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change comes." So after those three or four generations that the brother was speaking about, that's when you come back on the earth now. All right, and your judgment is played out on the earth. That's why some kids are born to where they're unable to see, they're unable to hear. All right, they may be autistic or challenged, or they might come out the womb deformed, have some type of um, illness or disease or whatever the case may be. All right, and that's basically based off of how they live their life in their past life. That judgment, the Lord judged them, and it followed them on this side. You know, so yeah, it says again. It says, I'll just read it one more time. "If a man die, shall he live again? It says, all the days of my appointed time will I wait till my change comes." So the change. So basically, when you die, the Lord gives you the judgment, tells you what's going to happen to you on earth. Then you're born on earth, and then you just pretty much play out your life until you either die by that judgment from your past life, or you live on until you live on to your days end. All right. But let's see. Again, it says, verse 11. This is 2 Corinthians 5 and 11. 2 Corinthians 5 and 11, it says, "Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, you persuade men." Because you know that the Lord can judge you in these type of manners. He can judge you by being blind, paralyzed, so forth and so on. but we are made manifest unto God, and our trust also are made manifest into your conscience. But you have that's it on that.
Real quick, I got this is John chapter 9, verse 1. And as Yahushua passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth. Verse 2. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Okay. Now, in this particular scenario, okay, Yahushua encountered a blind man, and when his disciples saw him, Peter and the rest of the disciples, they basically asked Yahushua, concerning as to why he was blind. They said, what? Basically, who committed sin? Did he commit sin, or did his parents commit sin? Now, ultimately, why did the disciples, ask that question? What was the mindset behind them asking that question? Because it shows you that the disciples, as well as our forefathers, during that time, understood that, backing up a point that the brother made a few minutes ago, they understood that if a person was blind, was born with some type of a deformity or illness or some type of handicap, then more than likely it was because that was the Lord bringing judgment upon them in that current lifetime because of whatever sins they committed in their past life. Okay, and in this case, this particular man was born blind. All right, and the disciples believed that it was because either he committed sin or because his parents committed sin. All right, in their past lives. All right, but as it goes into verse 3, John 9 verse 3, Yahushua answered, neither had this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of Yahweh should be made manifest in him. Okay, so ultimately Yahushua, told him that, this man wasn't born blind because he committed a sin in his past life, or because his parents committed a sin in their past life. All right, but ultimately he was born blind, for the works of the Lord to be made manifest, which is what, ultimately when you read in this chapter, Yahushua, healed him from his blindness. Okay, that was basically that's basically the main point of this chapter. But the main point of me bringing this out was to show you that the disciples and many of our forefathers at this time understood that if a person was born with some type of handicap or some type of illness or some type of deformity, more than likely it was because of whatever sins they committed in their past lives or whatever sins that their parents committed in their past lives. You know, so our forefathers, fully understood reincarnation. You know, that was on that.
If I can say, really, to be honest, we are our forefathers in the reincarnation. It says, what, let my iniquity be upon our children. As the scriptures say, whenever they was crucifying Yahushua.
Oh yeah.
So basically, they were saying to themselves, well, punish us, like, eventually punish us later on, really, to be honest, because they were gonna, as time goes on, they were gonna be reincarnated through those children that they had, the things that we were just now speaking about. All right. You have anything else?
I'm still holding that wisdom of Solomon. Whenever you look at it. We're starting now, chapter 2. All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. I'm going to start from verse 1. All right. Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 1. For the ungodly said, all right. Notice it said it's going into the ungodly. All right. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. It says, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave. Speak on.
Yeah.
2 and 1.
All right, read it one more time.
All right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious.
So basically, Jake is saying, man, our lives are short and tedious, man. It's like You know, so basically what we just gonna do, what, continuing wickedness, man. You know, that YOLO spirit.
Mhm.
All right, you got it, huh?
It says, "In the death of a man there is no remedy, neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave."
Yeah, and that's the mindset that our people have, man. Is that they believe that once you pass on and you go on, once you pass on or once you die or whatever, they believe that that's just pretty much it. Yes, it's blackness, nothing. You know, so that's the reason why they what they have that spirit of do as thou will. You know, YOLO, you only live once. You know, you know the bucket list or whatever you want to call it. You know, we gotta get our bucket list before we leave this earth. And the bucket list will be a bucket list of full of wickedness, man. You know, what you have about?
Uh, Verse 2, "For we are born at all adventure." See that?
See?
Do as thou wilt. For we are born at all adventure. We just put here, just live this short life,
Yep.
so we might as well make the best of this so-called short life and just do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah.
Okay? Fulfill everything that we wrote down on that bucket list as a brother was going into.
And you notice also, I also noticed that a lot of times, like when you have the people of the world speaking on reincarnation, they always say that it's because you didn't fulfill your desires, not the Lord, not the Lord will, but you didn't fulfill your desire in your past life. So you continue to come back each life trying to fulfill or trying to finish, you know, your destiny, which is BS, man. All right, but yeah,
Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 2 again. "For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. For the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our hearts." Okay? Verse 3, "Which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air."
all right. So it says, being extinguished, our body shall return to ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as soft air. Basically, them not believing that there's nothing to come after this life that we have now. All right. So why not? So as the brother was reading in the verse 2, it says, we are born at all adventure, meaning that, you know, we're going to fulfill our heart's desire, man. We're going to fulfill our flesh desire. Because when we die, we just going to turn into ashes. You know, we just gonna wither away, man. You know. So yeah. All right. That's the mind of 2/3, man, today. You know. All right.
We'll read verse 3 again. Verse 3, Wisdom of Solomon 2, verse 3, "Which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air." Yeah, basically the ungodly of this world, they don't believe, well, first and foremost, they don't believe that there's a spirit inside of your body. That's one thing. And then for those who do believe in, some form of spirit or energy that's housed inside the body, they believe that once you die, your spirit, that there's no form of afterlife after you die, that there's no form of spirit world after you die, and they most certainly don't believe in the heavenly Father, okay, or his throne, or the angels and all these things. So they just basically believe that once you die, your spirit leaves your body and it just
Yeah.
just poof, it
Either,
just never comes back. You got
yeah,
it. Huh?
either that or you end up in purgatory, like they say.
Oh yeah.
You end up in purgatory. You gotta earn your way into the kingdom of heaven and all
Yeah,
this other stuff. Now I've heard all kind of crazy stuff, but
yeah, that that
yeah,
uh that Dante's Inferno
yeah,
doctrine.
yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah. And I mostly hear that from people that be in like Jehovah's Witness, man. They say that purgatory and all that type of stuff. I have family members that's into that, man. And they just, but you can point out the scriptures to them, but it's just not meant for them, man. But hey, you have it out.
and,
That's
and then here it is. Just to expand on your point. Here it is. they teach a doctrine of purgatory, where once you die, whatever, you go down into a place called hell, and you basically work your way back, to earn rights to the kingdom of heaven. Well, dude, that I mean, now even though that's not real per se, but that I mean that's basically what you do here on earth. The worst that you're supposed to do on earth is, for you to
Yeah,
earn your way
yeah,
to the
yeah.
kingdom of heaven.
It's a good one.
So why in the hell here it is you do all type of wickedness on the earth in your life on the earth to basically sentence you to so-called hell per se. Let's pretend that that's true. But you do all type of wickedness to earn yourself to burn to hell, so to speak, or whatever. So why the hell would the Lord give you a chance to earn your way into the kingdom of heaven after you die, when you never took any opportunity to do any of those things during your life on earth? It's just insane. But that's the beliefs of the ungodly, because they don't dwell in wisdom. They dwell in wickedness, all right, but not wisdom.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. But I'm gonna continue. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 4. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven away with the beams of the sun, and overcome with the heat thereof.
That's right. That's right. So, reverting back to what we were saying, basically, Jake go all out wickedness because that's his mindset. That's the way he thinks. Well, our name's not going to be remembered, this, that, and the third. So we might as well just, go all out, man. Go all out in wickedness. And that's why a lot of Jakes do get remembered, though, is because of all the wickedness that they done. Oh, man, I sure miss him. Like, he used to, rob and steal and do different things like that, man. We used to smoke, or we used to, like, participate in wickedness, man. Just, that's the way Jake. That's what Jake, try to be remembered by, man. Wickedness, man. No good name at all. What you have, man?
Uh, it's verse 5. For our time is as a shadow that passeth away, and after our end, all right, and after our end, there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again.
You got it, right?
So showing you that, basically, as we've been reading in the chapter, the ungodly are the wicked of this world, including two-thirds of our people, basically don't believe in any form of reincarnation. They just believe that you only live once, all right, that after you die, your spirit, okay, just vanishes forever, and your body decomposes in the ground, okay, and that you basically never return again, okay. And they act as if no man that has ever lived in lived in the past has ever came back in reincarnation in this world, okay. But that's actually the case, which is why you see certain things that have happened in the past throughout history is playing all over again in this current time. Okay, and why is that? Because the same people that were doing those particular things are back here in reincarnation all over again, doing the same things all over again. But now this time the Lord has them doing it all over again this time. But okay, so that He can judge them for those particular actions. You know, that was it. You want to get Wisdom of Solomon 3?
Yeah.
All right. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Rakatah. Rakatah. I'm gonna read it again. All right, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3, verse 1. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of Yahweh, and there shall no torment touch them.
That's right. The souls of the righteous are in the hands of the Heavenly Father. All right. And it says no torment. It says, and there shall no torment touch them, man. All right, because ultimately the elect is doing what they're supposed to be doing to be in the good graces of the Lord, man. How about Shemel Shai? All right? Yeah, but
All right. It says, verse 2, in the sight of the unwise, all right, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery.
all right, in the sight of the unwise and the wicked of the two-thirds of the other nations, all right, what they seem to die, man. We seem to be losing out on this so-called life that they live in, or the fun and the thrills and the different things like that. All right, but in actuality, uh, uh, we're thriving in life because we have Yahweh Shah within us, man. All right, and it says, and the departure is taken for misery. So us departing from wickedness is taken as misery to them, man. All right, you have it.
Yeah, con. Because the wicked of this world, they believe that, when men, when people in general die, especially the men of the Lord, that, we're basically going to, go to a place called hell to burn for all eternity. Well, that's not the case, okay? Because as we've been going into, earlier in this lesson, when you die, you enter into rest. You don't enter into misery after you die or are burning in hell forever with the spiritual demon Satan, poking you with a pitchfork while you boiling inside of a pot. All this madness that they teach in church. No, when you die, you go back to the spirit world, okay, to the Most High, and stand before the judgment, the throne of Yahweh Shai. Okay, you get told about all the wickedness that you committed in the life that that you were just taken from, okay, and then you enter into rest. You know, that's why the scripture speaks about, when you read about various men throughout the scriptures, when they died and they gave up the ghost, it speaks about how they rest with their fathers. I believe the Most High told that to King David. When you shall rest with your fathers, that he will raise up David's seed after him, to reign in his stead, which is ultimately Solomon. But the main point is, when we die, we rest with our forefathers in the heavens, okay, in the spirit world. We don't enter into misery as the ungodly of this world believes. It says, I'm gonna read verse 2 again, Wisdom of Solomon 3 in verse 2. But in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. Verse 3, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
Yeah, one more time.
Wisdom of Solomon 3, verse 3, and they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace.
Yeah, but we are in peace, man. We have a peace of mind, all right? Because we have this knowledge, we have this understanding. It ain't no place that we'd rather be than be in the truth, because we understand things that are going on within the earth, man. All right, and that's peace of mind to ourselves, man. All right, that's assurance of mind to ourselves. All these things that happen in the earth, all right, peace of mind. And the reason why we brought out reincarnation is because our people fear what they don't understand, because they also fear the prophecy, man. They don't understand it, but they don't seek to understand it. And how you seek to understand something is by you going to search it out, you going to read about it, and with that, it brings peace of mind. All right, but you got more on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Verse 4, and that's pretty much the last verse of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
chapter. All right, verse 4, Wisdom of Solomon 3, verse 4, for though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality.
So you want to speak on it? You want to speak on it?
You can speak on it.
All right, it says, for though they be punished in the sight of men, though we look like we taking L's and losses, I look like we get defeated every time, we get defeated for every step that we take, but yet it's the Lord that's strengthening us, man, in the things that you believe that are making us weak. All right, and it says, um, let's see, it says, but though we be punished in the sight of men, taking the L, taking the loss, yet is their hope full of immortality, man? So yeah, we're gonna go take L's. We're gonna lose sometimes. Sometimes we're gonna take a W every here and there, man. But on this side, it wasn't meant for us to take the W until Yahweh Shah comes, man. So we endure unto the end. Right? We continue to run that race. All right. But you want to speak on this?
Yeah, God. Because hey, as we've been going on, throughout this whole time lesson, death is not the end all be all of our existence as Israelites, okay, as a whole, but especially we as the hopeful elect of the Lord. Because even Yahushua told the disciples, Peter and the disciples, roughly paraphrasing it, there should be some of you who shall never taste death. Okay, and that's going to trickle on down to the majority of the hopeful elect in these latter days. Because the Lord is going to keep us from death. He's going to keep protect us from the enemy when Esau Edom comes down with that great wrath. Okay, and Lord willing, we be of that number. From the time that we were born in this lifetime, coming out of our mother's womb, we were literally born into immortality. Lord willing, the Lord preserves us during Jacob's trouble. Okay, protects us and watches over us. All right, because through the Holy Scriptures, we understand, what death is really and truly all about. All right, that is not, death is not just you die and then, and that's it. No, it's basically just a transition. You leave out of this earthly realm and you go back to the spirit realm. And then after a certain time in the spirit world, eventually the Lord brings you down back into the earthly realm. Your third and fourth generation, okay, or if not your third and fourth generation, your fifth generation, your sixth generation, your seventh generation, well, whatever generation, the Lord eventually brings you back, okay, for either righteousness' sake or for judgment's sake. Okay.
Yeah, just to say, we understand that these bodies are just temples, like just temples for the spirit, man. All right, these bodies that we have are just meant to basically our spirits are just using these bodies, you know, uh, uh, for this is our temporary prison. We know, but like the brother said, but once we die, that we go into the spirit world, man. And then after that, after three or four generations, we come back, man. All right. So we're not in the dark about that. All right. You have anything else?
One more precept, and we get pretty much end it off. All right. This is First Corinthians chapter 15, verse. I'm gonna go straight to the point. First Corinthians 15, verse 53. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must. All right, must. Knows the key word. Must put on immortality. Okay, verse 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, all right, immortality, this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written. All right, written in Isaiah 25, death is swallowed up in victory. So hey, through Yahushua, we're gonna get the victory over death. We're gonna have immortality. Okay, because again, we understand what death is all about, and that it's a never-ending cycle. You die, you go to the spirit world. All right, then after the spirit world, you come back to this life to fulfill whatever lot the Lord has you playing, ultimately until the end. Okay, for us as Israelites, especially we as the hopeful elect. Okay, this is the last go around of our reincarnation on earth. After this is immortality. It's over with. Death is over with. But
Yeah. Lord willing, that this video has been edifying. We want to give all praise and honor to
Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua, Hashem, Kakadash.
All right, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Salutations and blessings to you, Akim, that's doing his work in truth and sincerity. Peace and safety as well to the men, women, and children of the hopeful elect, the 1/3, and the multitude that may be watching. All right, until next time, Lord willing, we're going to say Shalom.
Shalom.
Abba Gabal.
Abba Babal.
All right, Kwam Yashala.
Kwam Yashala.
All right, Shabbat Shalom, Akim.
Shalom.
See you, brothers, Lord willing, tomorrow.